everybody, Ben here, and today is the very first layout update video. The plan is to tell you what has happened or changed on the layout over the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks. This is my layout, the Conifers branch line. The station is called Conifers Halt and the village is called Conifers Close. There are 3 locomotives on my imaginary Conifers branch line. A Graham Forest 4MT tank engine, an XG pannier tank, an American-based and designed diesel locomotive. The 4MT pulls two coach passenger trains. The pannier tank pulls one coach passenger train, the local goods train, and the motorway coal trucks from the coal mine. There are mostly fields on the layout, but there are some roads as well, like the goods yard, station car park, village road, and fiddle yard road, which is also a secondary goods yard, another place sort of past a couple of miles down away from at the other end of the line. The fiddle yard has 3 sidings. The one closest to the wall is where the pannier tank and the local goods train is stored. The second one is where the 2 coaches are stored. The last and shortest one is where the 4MT is stored, and the 4 coal trucks from the motorway coal mine pulled by the American-based diesel. There is also a little game at the side of the layout which you can play with the shunting yard. You pick 3 or 4 or however many wagons you really want to be put in a train from a single little envelope pinned to the side of the layout, which I've printed out some pictures of the different trucks, such as the coal trucks, freight vans, most of the wagons actually. And then they can be put in a certain order, a number between 1 and 3, because there's 3 sidings. You've got to get those wagons in that order that you've put them in from the printed out cards on one of those sidings. And then you've put the wagons in a random order on any 3 of the sidings, and then you've just got to shunt it in, and that's it. Hey presto, you're done. Completed or finished that game, and you can do it several more times if you want, or as many as you want. I personally enjoy playing this game maybe once or twice, and it's just really fun in my opinion. You could do it as well, just 3 sidings and basically what I've said. There are plans to have a back scene on the wood that you can see on the back of the layout. And between the main part of the layout and the fiddle yard, which you can also play a game with, which I've already said, there is going to be a sort of a line piece of wood to sort of divide the two, and that's going to have some sort of countryside scene on both sides as well. There is also a small area behind the fiddle yard, which is going to be a muddy, overgrown area where some out-of-scale models that I've built are going to go, such as the tank engine, the big tank, 00 gauge tank. That is a kit that I built and painted by myself. That is going to be surrounded by mud and put there. It's a World War I tank, by the way. You can see that in the background of some videos. There is also a non-moving little 00 gauge saddle tank kit-built locomotive that I've painted and built myself as well. Also on the layout, sort of further away, closer to the door in the back of the layout, and that's there as well, and you can see the 00 gauge track and the locomotive with some sort of overgrown track with bushes on it in some videos as well. The American diesel locomotive was bought from a show second-hand quite a few years ago now, and that is a locomotive that is very hard to make it run better, but that is still going to be running on the layout. But if you ever see it stop a bit, that's probably because it is stopped, and I can't really do much about it because it doesn't run very well. However, I have made a video on it trying to make it much better. I might link that down in the description. There is also a kit building that is going to go in the back of the layout near the coal sort of depot stage thing that a truck is going to be picking up from, which is delivered from the motorway coal mine, and that is delivered by train. Behind there is a little building, not really little, but it's a building from Gauge Master Orchestral. It's supposed to be a cow shed, but I'm going to use it as a garage. And there is also a little flashing light that it sort of, when you flick the switch to turn it on, it looks like somebody's welding it, so it's going to be like a garage. all the points on the layout are Pecco. Some of them are grey and Farish. Some of the track is grey and Farish, but most of it is Pecco. The controller that I use for the layout is a Gauge Master single track controller. I can't exactly remember which one it is out of the range. It works really well, and I really like. It's just a good controller, and I recommend if you want one, that one as well. Above the layout, there is also a a big metal, heavy Flying Scotsman headboard that I really like, and it's just really good it's a railway room, and that's what I like about it, a railway wall, because there's really only a wall that's full of railway related things. Where you see a lot of white is not snow, it's tissues, and that's to raise up the grass a bit more, so it's not just a completely flat layout, and that eventually in future layout update videos are going to be covered in grass, but I don't know exactly where. The roads are also drawn out in pencil at the moment, but they will eventually be covered with some sort of road-looking material that's probably going to be printed now, because I think that's the easiest but good-lookingest sort of way of doing roads, and that's what's going to be hopefully be done. If there are any more facts that you'd like to learn about my layout, you can comment down below, and I will try and answer your comments and give you some answers to your questions. Thank you for watching this video by me. Please subscribe and leave a comment with some feedback or some video ideas. And if you want your questions answered, ask them in the comment section down below. Goodbye.